Hey guys, so I wanted to put together this quick video because I've been working on a system for myself around content creation that I want to share today. And this is going to be a video for anyone who's a content creator or a owner of a UGC agency. So this system that I'm going to run you through, I'm going to run you through the overall system, how it works and how you can set it up, is an automated content creation machine. So if right now you're creating content for yourself or other clients, this is going to make the whole process super, super easy and allow your team to easily create, organize, publish, and edit content in a super simple system without you having to do lots of manual work, and just as I said, completely streamline the process. Okay, so the tech stack required for this is pretty simple. It's Zapier, Google Drive, Airtable, and Slack. Okay, so the main one you're going to be using is Airtable. Zapier, Google Drive, and Slack are more just external softwares we're going to use to, as I said, organize and automate the entire process. But just before I go into the actual details and show you how this system actually works and how cool it is, I'm going to show you the overall steps first in just a simple flow, which is what you can see here. So we have when content is uploaded, it's going to notify our team. Then it comes into Airtable, and this is where we're going to organize all of our content and publish it and schedule it all out. And then we're going to have Slack to essentially notify the team as well, and potentially even clients, and then obviously post. Okay, so let me quickly run you through what this looks like, and then we'll go into the actual details of how you can set it up. But as I said, this is going to be really, really effective if you are a content creator for yourself. So you're creating content for your own personal brand, or if you're a UGC agency and you have clients who you're creating and editing content for, or if you're a social media manager and you want to, as I said, just automate the whole content creation process. Okay, so yeah, let's get straight into it. So the first step of the entire system is the upload section, as I said, right? And what we're using here is Zapier to essentially just automate the content upload process, right? Because as I said, if you're creating content yourself and then you're getting your team to edit that content, or if you have clients that are creating content and are passing that to you, but you don't have a way to notify your team when that content has been created, right? So you're having to actually manually ask your clients if they've uploaded or not, or you're relying on them, then this is the first step. And this is really what I noticed in regards to when I create content for my own brand and my own business. I wanted a way to easily notify my team and get the ball rolling when it comes to the specific piece of content I've created, so that the team can go ahead and, as I said, start instantly editing it, getting it ready, and then publishing it all done for me. Okay. So the first step here is, as I said, the Zapier automation. And again, if you don't know what Zapier is, it's a super simple tool to automate different processes within your business. Okay, and you're essentially connecting apps together. Okay, so the first step of the process is the actual trigger, which is when content is uploaded to a specific folder in your Google Drive. So, for example, what I recommend you do is within your Google Drive, you create a specific folder, maybe call it new content or raw content, something like this. And what you're going to do here is set up this automation so that when a new file is uploaded to the folder, it's going to basically set off this automation to notify the team. Okay, so I'll show you what it looks like. It's Google Drive, new file in the folder like this. You're going to choose the folder. For this instance, I've just got content, but again, it will be in your Google Drive. You'll name it content or raw content or new content, something like that. And then ignore this step 2. This is just for my own sake. But what that's going to do is once that happens, so let's say, again, your client uploads a piece of content to this folder, or you upload some content yourself to this folder. In that content folder, it's going to create a new folder, okay, and it's going to be named the date that was created, that file was uploaded on. So let's say it was today. I think it's the 13th of December today. So as I said, that will then create a folder in my content folder called 13th of December 2023, okay? And then what it's going to do is going to grab that original file that we uploaded. So in step 1, so when I uploaded a video, or let's say your client uploads a video to this folder, it's going to grab that and it's going to move that file into the new folder specifically. So this is just a way to automatically organize your Google Drive folder. I hope that makes sense. I can show you what it looks like as well. And then the last step is it's going to create a record in our Airtable content kind of creation base. Okay, and that's really the next step of the process. Okay, so as I said, we have upload. This is an automated process. Once a client or someone uploads content to the folder, it's going to automatically create the folder for that, move the file into there, and then it's going to add the record, or add that new record to Airtable, which is where we're going to manage all our content creation, and then it's going to notify the team. So what you're looking at here is Airtable, and this is a base example that I've created that I said I'm going to run you through. You can copy it yourself, but as I said, this is where we're going to organize all of our content. So whether it's Instagram Reels, long form videos for YouTube, whatever it is, this is, as I said, somewhere you can easily organize and allow your team to, as I said, manage this whole process for you. Okay. So for example, if you were a content creator and you have a team that's going to do the editing, right? Then all you have to do is create the content, upload it to the folder into here. And then this whole process here is automated because we're going to leverage the power of Zapier and Airtable Automation to notify your team and give them the system to easily manage it all so that they can now cover all of this part for you. So it really boils down to just you or your client uploading the content to a folder, and then the rest is done by automated systems and team members. Okay. So as I said, let's run through this here, which is the Airtable content. Let's call it the content creation base, right? I might also share this as well in the link below the video. But what we have here is a couple different columns. And again, you can completely customize this to fit your process. But what we have is the video title, the caption of the post, the link to the video, the thumbnail, when it's going to be posted, so schedule for with the date and the time, the status, so is it in draft, is it in progress, is it sent for approval, is it approved, and is it posted? Again, I'll touch on this in a minute. And then also a box just to tick if it's been posted or not. So your team can actually tick that, and that will make it so that it's published, okay? Or just notify that it's published. So as you can see here, I have these columns. So the first one is a single line text. You want to create that column. The caption column, this could also be the YouTube description, is a long text. The link to video is a URL like this. The thumbnail is a attachment row. So what I mean by this is when you create a row, and you do that by clicking on the plus symbol here, you can essentially select a field type. So whether that be a long form text, a single text, an attachment, a checkbox, a single select, whatever it is you want. So it's basically you can create custom columns, right? And then what we're doing is we're grouping this by status. So you can see here that these different example posts that I put in here are grouped by different statuses, which means I have posted, draft, in progress. I have some other statuses as well, which I'll show you. But it just means that if I was to move this one here, so this example post into in progress, it now moves it up into here. So again, we're keeping nice and organized, okay? So this is the table version. You want to go ahead and create these columns, any bonus columns that you want to use that are specific to you. Maybe you could have a column that is a multiple select, and the options you give it are what platform it is for. So is it for Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube? And then you want to go ahead and group it as well. So group it by status, okay? Now, what you can also do is in the bottom left corner down here, I'm actually in the way, but you can create a, I can't actually see it because my microphone's in the way, but you can create a timeline view, okay, which is what this is here. And this gives you just a better visual idea of the content as well. And you can organize this by clients, by status, all that stuff. But as I said, I can now see from a kind of higher perspective, from a timeline view of what days posts are going out. Now, as I said, these are just examples. It would be more detailed if it was my actual calendar. But I said that's just an extra layer, and why I really like Airtable, because what we're looking at here is essentially a database, but Airtable allows you to view that data in different ways, right? Which is why it's so effective. So this is the kind of the step, I guess, 3 of like organizing, right? Because what I'm showing you here is good, but this is just purely organizing your different content. And you might be thinking at this point, why is this different to any other project management tool? Okay, well, this really brings into the process of the automations that we have set up here. And as I said, what we're using is Airtable Automation and also Zapier. Okay, so if I was to show you quickly what this looks like, is when someone uploads a piece of content, as I said, into my folder, it's going to go through that process. And then the last step is it's going to create a record, which is a row, in my content calendar base. Okay, so if I quickly just retest this step and show you, so I said this is now testing the automation. You can see here that this has now been created and has been added into the draft section, right? So again, what happens here is the new post has come through. I can also open this up by clicking on this at spam button. You can see the new post has come in with the date that it was created, okay? It's got the fields, and it has the link to the Google Drive folder that was created in here, right? So this new folder that was created. So now let's say, let's use a UGC example. If your client uploads a piece of content to a folder, okay, it's going to automatically plug that into here so that your team can now see it, okay? And it's going to provide the date as well as the link to that folder within your Google Drive where the client's raw footage has been placed, okay? So that's kind of step 1. And then what we also have is, as I said, Airtable automations, okay? So we have a couple different ones here that I'm going to run you through how to set up. The first one is when a record is created. So when a record is created, you select it on the trigger type. It's going to basically just update the status to draft. That's a pretty basic automation, super simple. You can easily set that up yourself. But then we have when a new record is created, we want to alert the team in Slack, basically. Okay, because as I said, this system here that I'm showing you isn't just Airtable and Zapier or Google Drive. We're also using Slack, and Slack is to, as I said, notify our content team to start the process of creating content and to let them know that, hey, this new piece of content has been edited. Okay, or sorry, this new piece of content has been uploaded. Okay, so I'm just gonna so I just updated this automation to make it even more simple. So this first one is when a record is created, okay, in the base. So for this example, it's the content machine example. So that means that when a record is created in here, so for example, the one that Zapier plugged into here automatically, when this happens, what it means is it's going to send a message in Slack to notify the team, okay, that, hey, this client or, hey, this piece of content has been added to the content base in Airtable. Please start editing it and getting it ready ASAP, right? So again, it's automating that entire process. So if I was to run a test here and to show you, you can see that this message has popped up. And again, I've got a simple message here. It's, hey, channel, there is a new content that has been added to the Airtable content calendar and Google Drive. Please start prepping this post ASAP. So again, if you're a UGC agency, if you're a social media manager, and you have a team that's helping you with that, this will notify them, right? So again, we'll see here, if I come into here now in Slack within the channels I've created. And to do this, you are going to want to create a couple channels, one called content alerts, one called content approval, and one called content due today. Okay, so keeping it nice and simple. And you can see that the new post has come through like this with the message, a link to the Google Drive, and a link to the Airtable base as well. Okay, and the way we've done that is on here, when you create your message, you click this little plus symbol, you go down to the bottom and you click list, and then you can select what you want to appear in that Slack message. So again, I clicked on, if I show you, the title and the link to the video, but I could also add when it's going to be scheduled for, all that stuff. Again, if you had like a column for which client it is, it would also enter that in here. So if you're a UGC agency and it was client A that uploaded content, you could have it mention that in here, is what I'm trying to say. So it'd say new post from client A or new post from client C. Here's the link to the video and here's the Airtable base. Please get started ASAP. So all of a sudden, if you have a team now and you're a UGC agency or you have, I said, a content team, that's going to automatically notify them from the moment the content was uploaded into the Google Drive, right? So I said we're streamlining that process and we're removing any need for like manual communication, right? So that's the first automation. And then what we also have is this one, which is when a record enters a view, but that should actually be when a record matches a condition. Sorry, if I just change that, what's going to happen is, so you want to click when record matches condition, click on the base that you have created, add a condition when scheduled for, so that's the date we're going to post it on, is today, like this. And again, I don't think it's going to find anything. I'm just going to fix this. Okay, so I just went and edited that because there was a small mistake there, but I've simplified this. So what you want to do is create, as I said, an automation to notify also the team when a specific post is due to be posted, right? Now, if you're like a social media manager or as I said, a content creator of any sort, you might have certain softwares to help you like schedule posts, and that's fine. But as I said, this is more to just alert the team that, hey, this post is actually due to be scheduled today. So please go ahead and do that, right? So again, what you want to do is set up a trigger that is when a record matches a condition, and the condition is when scheduled for is today, okay? It's going to send a message in Slack, and the message it's going to send, or the channel it's going to send to, sorry, is content due today. So that's the channel you would have created. And it's going to say channel, hey team, and this channel just notifies the entire channel. Find the post due today, please get them live ASAP. And then the list of records is the title, the scheduled for, and the status. Again, you can select whatever you want here. And then the bot name is post content today with the name like that. And you'll see that now in content due today, that has come through. And it's come through post content today, how to automate onboarding, right? So that's the video example that I had in here. And I said that comes through like this. So now the team can get notified, hey, this piece of content is due today. We need to go and post it. Okay, so again, it's adding or removing that extra layer of you having to ask them to post it or anything like that, right? Now, there's a couple bonus automations that I want to show you here, which is a few different things, actually. The first one is just this simple one, which is when a post or when a box is ticked in posted, it's going to update the status of the record to posted. So if I go back here, let's say now this one, which needs to be posted today, which notified the team, they now can go and post that. Let's say it's a YouTube video or a reel. They can now go and post that. And then once they tick that, it should run the automation. And now that post will automatically move down into the posted section, and that's done. And you can keep that closed, right? So again, we're keeping things organized and it's nice and automated as well. However, there's two extra things I want to show you, which is what I was thinking about for content creators and especially UGC agencies who need to have content approved by either the business owner or the client, right? So what happens is when a record status is send for approval, it's going to send an actionable message in Slack. And this is really, really cool. It's a new feature that comes with Airtable. And why I really like Airtable a lot is because you can send actionable messages. So what I've been showing you before in these other automations is just sending a message in Slack. But an actionable message sends the same message, but it comes with an added feature, which is we can add a button to that message, which when that button is clicked, it will actually update the record in Airtable, right? So basically what this is that when a record or when a piece of content is updated to send for approval, it's going to send a message in Slack in the content approval channel. And it's going to say, hey, channel, please approve the following content. And then it's going to give the list of records. And then underneath, it's going to have a button to either approve that, and you could add an extra button to also reject it if the content isn't good, right? Because as I said, let's say, you're creating content, you have a team that's doing the editing, you upload that video to the Google Drive, it automatically adds everything into the content calendar base on Airtable, the team start editing it, getting the thumbnails ready, all that stuff. And then the final kind of step before posting that and making that post live is just getting your approval to check that, the post is ready. Please watch through it and just basically check that it's okay, right? So what you can do is, as I said, when this happens, I'll show you what it looks like. So I said, let's say one of your team members, one of your editors comes into here, they're working on this post, and then they click send for approval. That's going to now separate into its own section here. And then what should happen is it will send an automation message in the content approval channel, right? And again, this is where it's really cool because it says, hey, channel, please approve the following content. So let's say there was multiple posts that needed to be approved. It would list them all in here. So it's got the title, the link. Again, these are just examples. So it's just got basic text in here, when it needs to be scheduled for, the status, which is sent for approval. But you'll see the difference here is that now there's a button here called approve, right? So let's say the link was here to the video or to the final video. I can now open that up, watch the video. If I'm happy with it, I can now click approve. And this comes into the last automation that we have, which is this one here, which is when a record matches another condition. So when the status is approved, it's going to send a message again in Slack to notify the team in the content alert channel again that this post has been approved. So let me show you what this actually looks like. So as I said, let's say now, as I said earlier, the team has got this post ready. They've got the caption ready. The video's been edited, the thumbnail's ready, and it's ready to go. They're going to click send for approval, and that's going to automatically send that in here. Let's say to myself, so that I can approve it. I'm going to watch through the video, and then I'm going to click on this button here when I'm happy with it, approve. And then what that's going to do is it's going to update the record in Airtable. So you can see now it says updated in Airtable, which is really cool. And you can see now that this has gone from send for approval to approved status, right? And that comes into this automation, which is when the status is approved, send another message in Slack to the content alert channel, which is where your team will be. And again, you can see it's now come through here. And it's, hey, channel, the following posts have been approved. And it's giving me the exact post here with the link. Please post them ASAP. So now the team have been instantly alerted that, yeah, this post has been approved by either the client or the business owner. So let's say it's yourself or your client. And now they can go ahead, the team can now go ahead and schedule this out for you. So this really is a system that, let's say you're not a UGC agency and you don't have a big team, you could honestly hire a VA off of Fiverr or Upwork to manage this system for you, to do some basic video editing or do some basic social media management in terms of getting the captions together, maybe getting the hashtags together, editing the video slightly. And then, as I said, when it's needs to be approved, it gets sent for approval, that comes through to you. You can just watch it, click the the button to approve it in the content approval channel. That will then alert them in the content alert channel that, hey, this post has been approved, please get it live. And now they can go ahead and do it. They can click posted, and that now has gone live to your YouTube, it's gone live to your Facebook, live to your Instagram, and you'll see now that that has moved down into here, right? It's now here. So guys, that's pretty much the system in a nutshell. It's super simple, super basic. And of course, this could branch out into a lot of different things. As I said earlier, like I'm showing you really like the basic core system here. You could make this a lot more advanced in all honesty, but this is something you could set up pretty much today with a basic Zapier automation, with a basic Airtable base and some basic Airtable automations just to connect the different processes from Google Drive to Zapier to Slack all together to notify the team. And I said, this process now is pretty much completely, unreliant on you, which means, let's say you're doing this for your own content. All you need to do now is upload the content to the Google Drive, and the rest is done by automation and a VA or team. Or if you're a UGC agency, as I said, your client uploads the content to their folder or to a folder. And then if you have the team in place to go and fulfill on the service, then that now is completely automated as well. So they can easily manage that. It's all dialed in, and it's just super, super easy. So yeah, guys, I hope this video has been valuable. If there are any questions on the system, please do let me know. And please do give this video a like if you found it enjoyable. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.